Hi everybody and welcome back to Dragon Eye Creations. And if you're new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. And of course, one of my favorite things to create is gnomes. And I love doing Christmas gnomes. There's so many glittery, sparkly things that you can add to your gnome. It just makes it so much fun. So this time I really wanted to share with you guys this really classy looking, elegant Christmas gnome that I made. I love the color scheme. You could of course use whatever colors you like though, but this is the one I picked. Right from his little gift sack to his top hat, right down to his booties. We're going to make it all today. So there is a lot to do. So let's get started. We are starting off with some 12-ounce cups from Dollarama. I've got 2 cups here and I'm going to take the first one and just cut the bottom off of it. Even it out slightly. Slide it right over top of the second cup. Then we're going to secure them together. This just makes it so it's not quite as tall. Then I have 2 craft foam circles that I cut out. They are about 7 3/4 inches across. I form some craft wire that will fit on it. Take the first circle, add some hot glue and attach it to this fabric that I have here. This is a plush throw blanket that I actually got from Walmart for $7.95. They work great. So we cut loosely around that first circle and now I'm just cutting some tabs and then we're going to fold those over top of that wire that we formed. So we're just going to add some hot glue and fold it right over top of that wire that we had formed earlier. Second circle, we're going to hot glue again right to our fabric, cutting it loosely around the same way we did the first one, just so we can make some tabs all the way around. And we're going to hot glue those down again. This one doesn't need the wire though because we do have the wire in the first one. That's just going to help us to form our hat later. Next we're going to add some hot glue right to the top of the first one there, or the second, whichever one, and then add them 2 together. Make sure you press it down all the way around so they are attached firmly. Next we are going to take a lid from that same package of cups and hot glue that down and cut a loose circle as well once again with some more hot glue, attaching that all the way around to that plastic edge there. We don't want any of that plastic showing. So a little hot glue and just press firmly all the way around. And then we will trim that all the way around so it's flush with that plastic piece. And next, to cover our top hat, I did realize that this bright colored pattern on my cups was a little too bright. So I did just mute it with a little bit of white paint. And then for the fabric for our top hat, it is 13 by 7 inches. And I'm just going to add a little hot glue right at the top of it there. Attach our cup. And then for the bottom, some hot glue and tack that down. Hot glue on the cup and then just press firmly down, wrapping it all the way around. I do about 1/4 at a time. You don't want to do too much because you want to make sure that is really tight and smooth all the way around. So a little hot glue and then just wrap, pushing it around, making sure it's firm. Some hot glue right at that nice edge we made and then press it down firmly. Now we're going to put some hot glue right on the top on the inside and tack that down. Same thing on the other end, hot glue and tack down your edges. Then we're going to put some hot glue right along the top and put that lid back on that we had covered, pressing it down all the way around, making sure it's nice and even. Find where you want to put your hat on the brim, and we are going to then add hot glue to the bottom base there and attach our 2 pieces together. For our trim, I'm using these minky scraps that I got. The first one here is 13 by 7 inches, and I'm just going to add some hot glue all the way around the edges so that they meet in the middle at the back. So just tack down the first side and then the second. This just gives us a nice piece of trim to work with, and I'm just going to take that now and attach it all the way around the base of our hat, right around the brim there. Wrapping it all the way around with some hot glue right till we get to the end. And then we're going to just make a nice edge by adding some hot glue and tacking it down. Fold down the edge and then just press it down. For our second piece, this piece here is 13 by 1.5 inches, and this one here we're going to do the same thing, just hot glue it down so that they meet in the middle, and then wrap it around the top of the hat, right where the plastic lid meets our cup there. Finishing off our edge the same way. And for our last piece, this is for the band. This one here is 12 by 1. And the same thing, hot glue that down and wrap it all the way around, finishing off with a nice edge. Hot glue it down. And then you can form your hat whichever way you like. I just curled up the edges a bit. Our pool noodle is 3 inches in diameter and 4 inches long. I'm using a piece of fabric that is 8 by 11, and we're just going to hot glue our pool noodle to that fabric, roll it up nice and tight. Finish off your edges with some hot glue at the end, and then add some more hot glue and roll it up tight again. For the bottom, add some hot glue and just tuck it all in. For the top, the same thing, but for the top we're going to make sure that we leave a little bit of a hole that we can poke our finger into. For our coat here is 8 by 12, and we're going to take a nice long piece of the pink minky, and we're just going to wrap that all around, good side to good side, adding some hot glue, tacking it down all the way around the 3 edges there. This one is about 2 inches wide, this fabric, or our trim I mean. And then we're just going to tack it all the way down on the back side so that the fabric overlaps the trim. Just all the way around our 3 sides here. Then we're going to take the trim and tack it down all the way around on the inside. So a strip of hot glue all along the trim and just wrap it around, just so it meets at the back there, all the way around. And then we're judging where we're going to add it, and I realized I need to figure out how long my legs are going to be first, so we're going to work on that and put our coat to the side. So I'm going to take this foam hair roller, take the wire out of it, fold it in half, give it a snip. Then I even it out. They did end up being about 3 3/4 inches long at the end. Took some wooden skewers. We're going to just trim off the little paddles at the end. And then I took 2 rectangles for the pants. They are 5 by 4. Add some hot glue, roll up our hair foam roller. Again, make a nice edge on the other end with some hot glue, tacking it down. Add a strip of hot glue and finish it off by rolling it up tight and trimming off our edges neatly. Again, a strip of hot glue, add your hair foam roller, roll it up. Another strip of hot glue at the other end, tack down your edge. Some more hot glue just to finish it off, and then trim it off. That way we can add now our wooden skewers. We just added a little hot glue right at the end. Sorry, I got out of camera. Same thing on this one, add your wooden skewer, some hot glue right on the end of the skewer, and that way you can pull it right through. Next, we are going to start on our booties. For these, I'm using these plastic containers from Dollarama. Just remove our lids. These that I'm going to use for the top of them are some plastic containers that are for vending machines I got from Amazon. I will give you the link in the description. And I'm just going to start gluing our containers now to some scrap cardboard, and then fill our little plastic containers here with some sand, or this is decorative sand that I have here. Usually I use just regular sand. I ran out. I do find the regular sand is a little heavier. It works better. But we're going to fill those up, add some hot glue, and add it right to the cardboard in front of our first containers. And then trim all the way around that, so you end up with like a figure 8 shape, as close to our containers as we can. I add a little hot glue right in the corners, just to give it a little more stability, just so they're a little more firmer. If you use a thicker cardboard, you don't have to do that. For this though, this works for me. I just add a little hot glue right in the corners there. Now to cover our boots, we are using a 7 by 2.5 inch piece of the blue minky. We're just going to roll that right up, wrap it up with some hot glue, little hot glue right on the top again, tack it down, hot glue on the inside and tuck it all in there. Some hot glue right in the front to pinch it together. Again, hot glue all along the back and the bottom edge. Roll it up nice and tight. Finish off some hot glue, tack it down. Hot glue again to hold it together. hot glue on the top of the little bally thing, hot glue on the inside of our container, and tack it all in there. And then pinch it together at the front, right, with some hot glue as well. Put our legs in there. We're going to decide where our legs should go on our pool noodle. And once you're happy and you realize, yep, that'll work, we're going to slide them out a little bit, adding some more hot glue right at the base. And then we're just going to make sure and pull that fabric down right at the top of the pool of the leg as well, so it all comes together nicely and is attached. We don't want any of those hair foam rollers sticking through. Same thing on our other leg, hot glue at the top, and then pull your fabric down, push it all in nice and tight. And then we're going to add some hot glue right at the bottom and inside the booty, and add our booties to the bottom of our legs. Now we can figure out our coat, where we're going to add it. And I did it right at the very top, as you can see, just so it overlaps a little bit and kind of wraps around the top. Add some more hot glue, just tucking it around, gathering it together at the top of the pool noodle there. Now we're going to make like a little shawl kind of thing over his overcoat. I don't know what you call it, so we're just going to call it a shawl for now. But we're going to glue 2 pieces of trim. This is a piece of blue and a piece of pink. And we're going to just wrap our pink around the edges of the bottom of the blue, so good side to good side, and then tack it down at the back. And then fold down our edges on each end as well, making sure they have nice edges. Next, we're going to take our second hair foam roller, and once again, we're going to remove that wire, snip it right in half. And for this, we're now going to work on our sleeves. This is a 4 by 5 inch piece of fabric, adding a piece of the pink trim once again, good side to good side, and then overlap at the back with some hot glue. Good side to good side, overlap, and then you can just trim off the extra that on the end there. Hot glue it down at the back. Now we're going to add our hair foam roller. So we're just going to add that with some hot glue, wrap it around, finish off your edge nice and smooth with some hot glue, and then wrap it up nice and tight with some more hot glue once again. So hot glue, add your hair foam roller, make a nice edge on the opposite end, finish it off with some hot glue, and roll it up tight. So we're going to take our wires that we removed earlier, cut off the one end, add some hot glue, and poke those right in back into our hair foam roller, making sure we have a little bit of the pokey end sticking out the other end to attach our hands later. Now we're going to add our 2 loops that we do have left on the other ends, attach those together, pinch them together with a tool, forming our arms now. We get our arms exactly where we want them to be. We're just going to add some hot glue and just attach the fabric right at the top of the arms. Make sure it's nice and firm. And then the hole that we left right at the top there, we are going to now push some pebbles in there. These are a bag of pebbles I get from Dollarama. You're just going to push as many as you can so it's nice and heavy. And once we have it nice and full, we're going to add a little tiny piece of hair foam roller that we trimmed off of our legs. It fits in there just perfect. Nice strip of hot glue across the top of our shawl we made, and we're going to wrap that all around our whole thing, the pool noodle, the arms, everything, the coat. The faux fur that I used for our beard today, I just cut a triangle here, and the faux fur is actually from a throw pillow from Walmart that I cut apart, and now I'm just making space for a nose, and now we're going to add a polymer clay nose that I made previously with a little E6000 and some hot glue. There will be a link in the description on how to make the polymer clay noses and hands. And then we're just going to add some hot glue right to the back of the beard and attach it right to the top of our guy. A little more hot glue right at the back of the beard there and attach it firmly. We're going to take the bottom of our hat now and just make a little hole and then cut some pie shapes all the way around right at the base. Push those right into our hat. Then add hot glue right to the top of our guy all the way around the top of the noodle and the arms. And then push our hat down firmly. Little E6000 and some hot glue right on those wires to attach those polymer clay hands that I have made previously. And now for our fun part, we get to add all of our glitter and our sparkly pieces. I love this stuff. This is why I love these hats this time of year, you get to add so much fun stuff. So I like to play around with it. And once I decide kind of what I want to do, I start hot gluing everything together. So these are some flowers and some leaves and stuff. Everything is from Dollar Tree or Dollarama, a little bit of both. And after I get that where I want it to be, we're going to start on our sack. So for this, I am using two 4.5 by 3.5 inch pieces. And we are going to first hot glue down the top edges and then hot glue together good side to good side the other three edges all the way around. Fold it right side out and we have a nice little square sack here. So we're going to add a little polyfill right in there. This little present and a little tiny drum. These are from the ornament section at Dollarama. Once I decide where I want them, I add a little hot glue, adding everything nice and snug in there, kind of making it gathered looking around them. And then I'm going to add this gold wire ribbon, and I'm just going to add some hot glue and attach it all the way around. Like I said, kind of gathering it so it looks like it's gathered and pulled a little bit together. Twist that together and then make a little knot at the end, leaving a little loop that we can attach to our hand. I added a little hot glue just to make sure it's a little more secure there. And I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. So here he is, our little Christmas gnome is all done. I love how he turned out. He is so elegant and classy looking. Let me know in the comments what you think. And thank you guys so much for all the comments and the pictures you guys send me of your gnomes that you've created. I love to see those. So keep those coming. It really brightens my day. And thank you guys so much for watching today. I appreciate it all so much. And until our next creation, love to all.